Welcome back to Inside Boxing Throwdown. I'm Aurelio Martinez, along with Steve Johnson, and today our guest we have in studio Manuel Lopez, and he'll be fighting as well on the card Friday night at Red and Jerry's. You just heard from Pablo and Alfred, and Manuel, of course, is making his professional debut after a stellar amateur career. Feels he's ready. Stephen, this is going to be a good show, like we talked, and
it's going to be fantastic.
We got someone here that has big plans for his boxing career in the pro view.
And I have big plans for him too. It's hard. It's actually hard for me to sit here next to him and talk to him about boxing because I'm such a big fan. He knows that. I followed his amateur career for the last 3 years solid, and big fan of Manuel. Big fan of, most importantly, Aurelio, is the sportsmanship that he's always displayed. I've always told him that personally, that I'm very proud of him. I'm a big person on sportsmanship, especially on the amateur level. Manuel's always displayed that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, people my age remember his father real well. Very, very, very good professional fighter, outstanding fighter. So he's coming from, he's not, how do you say that? The leaves don't fall
far from the tree. Well, let me correct one thing. So just for the sake of having it right, this is Manuel Lopez III.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
And the reason I say that is because sometime in November we will have Manuel Lopez IV. Correct?
We are naming him differently.
Okay.
We're naming a different name.
All right.
But at heart, he's going to be the fourth.
In your heart, it'll be the fourth.
Yeah.
Okay. Manuel, do for our listeners, for the benefit of our listeners, our viewers, I should say, who are unfamiliar with you, give a little brief background of your amateur career.
Okay. Well, started when I was 5 or 6, but you can't have your first show until you're 8 years old, I think.
Yeah, 8 years old. Yeah,
so,
officially. Yeah.
Yeah, so I did that young age all the way through middle school and high school, but I kind of went back and forth because my dad was a boxer and I had to kind of take time out to let him do his thing and win all these titles or whatever. So it was on and off for about all the way through high school, and then my junior year of high school, I was like, I'm still a $120. I'm not gonna do anything with football, so let's just do boxing. And I went to Marquette, Michigan after my senior year of high school on a full-ride scholarship for a USOVC Olympic team, and was trained by Al Mitchell. We went to tournaments left and right. We fought, and since 2008, I've been to like 6 or 7 national tournaments, and I always came with short quarterfinals, semifinals, but it was a good experience, and I always kind of did the whole state and regional thing, and that was cake. But when I went to national, that was the big boy. So I mean, it came up short, and I went to the last chance qualifier for the Olympics, made it to the quarterfinals, and after that I went to the last chance, the last hope, or whatever, the last chance.
Oh, yeah.
After that one, there was another last chance for the USA National.
The reload.
Right.
Yeah, and then I came with the reload, exactly, and I didn't do so well there, but after all these fights of amateur and all the politics and the amateur, I was just like, what, it's time to go pro and finish off what my dad couldn't do, so it's time to do it.
You're absolutely right, and I think boxers or anyone that has anything to do with boxing knows that a boxer's career is short. Okay, so you need to take advantage and go for the gusto while you can, because I know a lot of friends of mine, they go in and they want to get into the game when they're in their 30s, and it's too short. You don't have enough time. You can be an outstanding boxer, but if you're 32, 33, you got these young kids like Manuel coming up and say, hey, wait a minute, it's my time. Yeah. It's my time now. You missed your time. It's my time. And they got the structure and the athleticism to go 10, 15 rounds if they had to. So anyhow, Manuel, tell us about this upcoming fight. Obviously, you're making your pro debut. The headgear comes off, the smaller gloves. Any of that stuff in your mind? I mean,
well, first of all, who's your opponent?
I think the name is Alejandro Ayala.
Okay.
I think that's what his name is.
I believe that's who it is. Okay. You know anything about him? Have you seen him fight at all? Nothing.
No, I just know he was an MMA fighter. That's all I really know. And I seen a 10-second clip of him on YouTube. Someone tried to show me it, but I'm just like, I really don't care. Yeah. So
your training, how's your training going?
It's going good. Me and my father were working out at at his gym. You know, he has a gym in the basement, and we have like all these weights and bag and everything we have for a boxing gym for me. Then we go down to House of Pain and spar at Manny Perez, Rob Franco, Alfred Romero.
Good.
You know, we get some good quality sparring.
Good sparring.
So we hit them about at least 3 times a week, 2-3 times a week, and you know they help the veterans in the game, Rob and Manny of course, and they help me out a lot. You know, they tell me what I'm doing wrong, and then encourage me to do better and give me new combinations and, you know, pro tricks, you know. So it was good to work out and get some sparring with them. And it wasn't what I seen, you know, amateur, you got to you get your points and everything. And pro, you just you know, pick your shots and you got to be smart. So,
well, just so you know, like we said on the segment prior to this one, to yours, we had Alfred Tornado Romero, and we had Pablo Gomez, and they both spoke very highly of you. Just so you know, Manny Perez and Rob Franco, it's a given. They speak highly of you because they dropped the hammer on you, and they demand the best out of you. You know, they don't let you slack off at all. So we already know. But to hear from everyone from the House of Pain, that is just raving about you, that your work ethic is where it needs to be, your mind is where it needs to be. I expect nothing. I've always told you I expect nothing but the best from you, and so I'm looking forward to Friday night.
Okay, now let's not leave the viewers hanging. Okay, I'll ask the question about how do you feel the headgear coming off and the smaller gloves? I mean, is that in the back of your mind? Have you gave it any much thought?
Only thing I think about is just, I mean, I got these weapons in my hand, the lighter gloves. I mean, I got him to hurt him, and he has the same thing. So it's move my head, or that's the only thing I'm thinking about. That's it. And other than that, it's like 95% punish and 5% like, okay, the little worries in there. But other than that, of course you gotta be cautious in boxing. I mean,
yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I'm ready to go. But ever since I was an amateur, especially when I started hitting at like 15, 16 years old, you got a pro style, you know. So I mean, I'm kind of convinced I'm ready for it to be.
And you do. I'm familiar with you. You know, I know your father, I know your mother, I know your uncle, Lupe Lopez. You come from a boxing line. I mean, so it's in your bloodstream, whether you like it or not. It's in there, baby. I mean, I know it goes way back. I mean, and the boxing's in there. So I've seen you as an amateur. I've seen you spar. You sparred with some of our guys in the gym.
Yeah.
And you've got you've always had the pro style. So. That to me is not going to be a problem. The guy you're fighting, is he also making a pro debut? Do you know?
I believe so.
Is that a pro debut also
for him? And in boxing.
Yes. He's an MMA guy though.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You know, you don't want to throw anything past anybody. You know, he's probably strong and tough like all the other MMA guys. They don't come back. They come to fight and they don't care. You know, so you can't. To me, I gotta watch out for everything. All the wild shots, you know, all the little dirty tricks the MMA guys do. So you gotta stay cautious, regardless. At the same time, my head is punished. You know, just trying to fight.
Good. And you're fighting at what weight class? In what weight class?
I'm fighting at 140, but this fight, you know, he's 143.
Okay, but that's what you're kind of focusing on as your weight class, 140, the junior welterweight, super lightweight, whichever organization you're talking about. Because it looks like it fits you well. I mean, and you're still growing, so I think it's going to be pretty good. No problems in the weight, making weight. I mean,
it's never happened except when I was in college.
Okay.
But I'm ready now. It's easier out here. I'm at home. The weather's different. I mean, it's easier just to make weight. So I'm ready weight-wise.
I would be remiss if I didn't have Manuel talk a little bit about his biggest supporter. I know we all know that, you know, you like to say mom and dad. Dad is the one that puts you through the ringer, but your biggest supporter, I know this for a fact, is your mom, Manuel Lopez. Talk about your mom a little bit.
Man, that woman. I mean, that's my manager. She's taking care of everything. I mean, I don't have to wake up and worry about anything with her. You know, not selling tickets. I mean, even if I'm struggling selling tickets, anything, she's just there. T-shirts, you know, making sure the guys on the way, just everything. She's already on it. She's calling everyone, making sure that my name's out there. And I guess I don't know if it's just a mom instinct, but I mean, that's her. You know, when she's managing my dad, so she already has that built in her to take care of the fighter. So. She's there, and I know she's nervous. You know. So, but I talked to my dad last night. I said, "Were you nervous your first fight?" He was like, "I was nervous every fight." So that kind of gave me a comfort. Like, I don't feel. I'm not too worried about it. But I told him, I was like, "Mom's nervous," and he was like, "No, she's not." I was like, "Yes, she is. She's nervous. She's nervous." So I mean, I love her, and she's here to back me up 100%, and she's doing a good job.
Yes, she is. I actually love Levon, and I love Manuel's dad, Manuel Senior. Levon, you remember years ago, she's just constantly be calling me. You know Manuel's fighting. You know Manuel's fighting. You know Manuel's fighting. I said, Levon, I know Manuel's fighting. I got it.
And she doesn't miss a beat.
No,
I mean that's
wonderful.
Yeah,
you know, that's the same thing. You know, when we talked, Manuel. Just so you know, we talked earlier with Manny Perez. We talked with Rob Franco, and then today we talked earlier with Alfred Romero. And the biggest thing that all of you guys have in common is support from family.
Oh yeah.
You know, Pablo Gomez unfortunately doesn't have that same background, but he says he misses that, but he admires you guys for having that. And you just for your own knowledge, you need to know that there's nothing like having that support. There's no second place to that. I mean, having that support from your family and you now with the little one on the way, that allows you to stay focused on the one target, and that's your next fight.
Exactly. Yeah, I see that in the gym when I go to the spar Manny and Rob. I mean, I see Manny with his kids and his wife there giving him water and Vaseline on his face. I'm like, dang, like okay.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, I see other fighters who who don't have anybody, and that makes you think like I'm thankful. Like I have my mom, my dad's in my corner. You know, I got a good girl. She's there to protect me. Make sure I'm doing the right thing. You know, when I'm getting out of lunch, like you ain't doing it. You ain't back on your stuff. You gotta go run this, and that. So. I know I have a good support team, and even my little one, Demarius, my nephew, he's always, we gonna work out? We gonna go work out? So I do have a strong support team. I'm thankful for it because there is fighters out there, especially on the East Coast, who don't have anybody and they're just doing it on their own. So I mean, I am thankful.
Now you mentioned your girl for a minute. Give her name, let everybody.
Her name is Summer McKay. Yeah.
Summer McKay.
Yes.
Okay.
So she had my first boy. I'm thankful to have a boy, man. Those girls, I'm sorry, it's just rough. It's just rough. I mean, I told her the OB, I said, hey, if it's a girl, I'm gonna walk out. I'll come back in. I'm gonna take some time off.
Let me let you in on a secret. You wouldn't, because girls attached to their dads.
Yes, I heard.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. She'll be with you everywhere you go.
I heard.
And yeah,
she's
girls,
a daddy's girl too, so that kind of proved to me.
Yeah.
But I wanted a boy.
Oh yeah, you want the boy, and before you know it, you're gonna blink an eye, and he's gonna be in the gym with you.
Yep.
Trust me, it's gonna just happen.
Speaking of the gym, I guess she came to the first time she came to see me spar at the House of Pain. She said the baby wasn't moving at all day. She was kind of getting worried. As soon as we hit that gym, boom, boom, kicking and punching and everything. I was
Well, we've already determined that Habit doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.
And here we go with him. He's not going to fall far from the tree, too. Before we let you go, Manuel, let me just say this. Like I said, we're very proud of you. We have all of our Denver natives, that are on this show. That are going to put on this great performance Friday night, Red and Jerry's, Oxford and Santa Fe. Doors open at 6:30. First fight starts at 7:30. Ticket prices are very reasonable. Manuel, I know Levon has tickets, but do you have tickets for sale?
I do.
Okay, give everyone your number.
720.
Slowly.
720-324-3765.
Okay, that's for you people that want to help these guys, promote this fight themselves. Manuel has tickets. You have the number from Pablo. You have the number from Alfred. Give these guys a call. If you don't have tickets now, you can always get them at the door. But I can tell you don't want to wait in that line at the door.
No, you'll be standing up. You won't sit down.
That's right. I've seen that line at the door before, and you don't want to miss this. Manuel, is there anything you'd like to say
before we go? Manuel, they can get a hold of you on Facebook, Twitter, any other way they can get a hold of you?
Yes, you're all
Facebook. It's Manuel Demarius. Hard way to spell it. DAMAIRIAS Lopez. I do have a Twitter. It's Manny_Low_. I have an Instagram, same name, pictures and stuff like that. But other than that, just Facebook and Twitter.
Good, because they can get hold of Demarius. Where does that come from? What does it mean?
My mom, she wanted to name me like my first name, Darius or Dimitri, one of the 2 and my dad was like, well, I want to name Manuel, so they just formed the 2 names together for my middle name, and then my nephew's name is Demarius, so kind of like carrying it on that way.
Good, good. I like it. You always get these names that are different. They set you apart, and hey, that's what's going to happen in your boxing career. You're going to be set apart. You're going to be up there.
Yeah, I really don't want an alias like Manuel the Hitman Lopez or Manuel the Punisher. Manuel Demarius Lopez.
I follow you on Facebook. And then I read
Devon was.
I read Devon, and I seen the literature they were putting out, and when you came back and you says, take the quotes off of Demarius because it had Manuel quote Demarius, and then your mama came back and says, well, I had told him how to put it on there, and then you came back and says, yeah, but that's not an alias. That's my middle name.
Yeah, exactly. That's my name.
Another funny part of that is I remember Levon. She was big on the baby man. What you say?
Well, I've always been baby man.
Right.
I am the baby, so I've always been baby man through the whole family, everybody. But what she wanted me, I think deep down she wanted this. But
yeah,
it was a joke / real thing she wanted. Manuel, Mama's boy Lopez.
I remember that.
So,
well, she sent me that and she said, what do you think about that? Sorry, Levon, but that's why I didn't respond. I did not care for that one either.
Right.
But no, I'm a big fan of Manuel. He knows that. Levon knows I love her and just the support that she's shown her son. He can't lose. He can't lose with what he's got going. I look forward to seeing you on Friday night. You know I'll be there. As Will Aurelio.
We'll be there in full support.
Yeah.
So, listen, guys, girls, boxing fans, if you've ever been to Red and Jerry's, you know how it gets packed, standing room only. Get your tickets, grab a seat, because it's going to be exciting. You're going to see the start of a brand new professional boxing career. You're going to be able to follow Manuel from Friday night on all the way up to the championship. And then he's homegrown, and I'll tell you, when you got determination like Manuel does, there's nothing that can stop you.
That's right.
There's nothing that can stop you. So we're going to see you Friday. Come in and support all the fighters that you've seen. Manuel, let's give him a big boost in his pro debut, and follow him throughout his entire career.
That's right.
And just like we always do, until next time, keep them hands up.
Keep your hands up.
Hands up.
Get them up, Manuel.